we generally have a team meeting, and we have maybe 10 or 12 members of our team, and they're not always available for every single messy church, but we normally have 7 or 8 people for each one that we do. And we get together and we decide on a theme, and decide what we might cook. So at Christmas time we did shepherd's pie because of the shepherd's pie. We've done macaroni and cheese, we've done baked potatoes, you know. So we decide on the basics, and then generally I go home and search on the internet for crafts to go with the theme. And I come up with the crafts and I practice them with my children, who are roughly the age of our messy churchers. So we know that they're suitable. And we do have little instruction sheets. And then the main bulk of the work is on the day. It's the setting up of the tables, the preparing of the meal, and obviously doing the shopping in advance for the meal.
With the preparing of the worship session, that generally will take the form of looking out some music, maybe practicing the music, or getting the words to the songs put up on a screen if that's appropriate for those particular songs, and then getting props to back up what the message we're trying to get across. And I guess that the preparation for the worship should take a little bit of time if it's going to be done, if it's going to provide the quality that we're looking for.
Yes.
It can't just be
pick up a book.
No, there has to be quite a bit of thought goes into it. Yeah. So that, I'd say that's, and then the execution of the worship is short but very intense.
Yes.
And you don't necessarily know until the day what age you're going to be trying to pitch at. So you have to be prepared to have a bit of flexibility there to encompass slightly younger children, and maybe challenge and stretch the older ones, and try and keep everybody interested. So there's an element of winging it, but it has to be underlined by quite a structure. A structure, yes, and a plan. You have to know where you're going with it, and how you're going to end it up, and how you're going to round things up.
Yes, and I think that the layout of our church now with the chairs is helpful, because if you feel you want more space at the front, you can take a row of chairs out. No bother at all.
So if you want to provide a small creche area for the very young children, then our sanctuary lends itself to that too.
Yes.
Because partly because of the size of it, and partly because the lack of pews means that we can create
configuration accordingly.
Yes, we can create sub areas. And the children like the stage effect of the what we call it, the altar steps. The children like going up there and dancing and singing and performing to each other a bit. They like that. So.
Well, when you use puppets and things like that, they like that, or any visual aids like helping you with that, and the involvement that you do with that, I think is very effective.
The engagement with the children during the worship is good fun for them, isn't it? They're not just sitting listening; they're participating and quite active throughout.
Okay, really, it's background kitchen work, really.
Because we prepare the food fresh.
Yeah,
that's
the food is prepared that day, so it just means that you do the normal kitchen preparations, but in bigger volume, really. What you would normally do to prepare a tea, but just in bigger volume, with a couple of more people helping you. Yeah, it's quite simple, really.